Hello, everybody. I am just that guy, and if you've ever been a man who needs to piss, then you know about urinal theory. But before we get into any of that, I want to address the reason why I'm talking in such a hush hush whisper, and that reason is simply because I started recording this video way too fucking late, and I do not want to wake up my parent for urinal theory to really work. You have to get into the mindset of someone that is really in urgent need of relieving their blood. So, let me tell you, it's a complicated process on deciding when and where to go and get it. First of all, if you feel that you need to piss, but you are aware that you are about to get to a easy access washroom, then you can hold it in. If you are at the ease of your house or a friend's house, you can go whenever you want, so long as there's no one in there. Or you're a daring man and you go in anyways. But let's say you're on an excursion, mayhaps. A little outdoor activities with possibly some people of interest to you, known as friends. And the group is waiting to get outside, run around, maybe do some shenanigans. But you have to hold in your piss. You've been holding it in for so long. There is a bathroom right there, but you're about to leave, and if you go to the bathroom, this is going to be a long piss. You've been holding it for a while, so you're going to really be holding up the group, or they might abandon you. Now, is it really the right idea to piss then? I don't know. I would say maybe get to the place of interest that you are going to do activities of interest with the people of interest, and then scout out from there a good spot to perform your duties as a man. Now, for some of you not men out there, for some of you, maybe you are men, maybe you are, but for those who don't know what urinal theory is all about, I have a couple examples of some simple situations that you could find yourself in, and how I personally would go through with these situations with my own mind and my own will, that I will bestow my wisdom of pissing onto you. I'm not going to piss on you. I'm not. Okay, pause. Reject that statement that I just said. Now, anyways, let's say you walked into a bathroom and it was empty, completely vacant of any customers. You could piss in any station you want. Now, me personally, I would simply just go for the one on to the immediate left. And my reasoning for this is the exit to the bathroom is also the entrance. And why waste time walking all the way down the line to the end of the urinals when you could simply go in, do your business, and get out real quick and easy? And if you're thinking, well, why would you go for the extreme edge? Why wouldn't you do the second urinal? because that doesn't really waste any more time walking, which is true. That is very fair. But you have to think for future ahead, possible situations where maybe suddenly many other men try and come piss here. So it's kind of a preemptive defensive maneuver for yourself where you're not stuck in a sticky situation. And you may be thinking, well, what's the matter if there are some other men here? Well, the problem really shows itself in the second situation. When you walk in and there's already someone doing their stuff, already someone pissing. In this situation, it is absolutely against the laws of male pissing to go in either of the urinals beside that man. And he himself, he chose a pretty bad spot to really limit the amount of people that can comfortably piss in this environment. Ideally, he should have been on the rightmost one or the middle one at the very least if he didn't feel comfortable choosing the most obvious answer, which is the left one. Because doing this really limits the capacity here to two without making a big problem. But again, in this situation, it's not too troublesome. You can still go on to the leftmost one as you should, and the second urinal is an option, but it's kind of like option B. You know, if the leftmost urinal is like missing a urinal cake or got a hole in it, maybe it's not working, maybe it just looks really nasty and old, then I guess the second one is also an option. But absolutely avoid the third and fifth urinal at all costs. Now, here's where it gets a bit more complicated. This is a wild situation to be in. You rock up, the displacement of the men is already apparent. They could have filed themselves properly where none of them had to be beside each other. So you already can tell these are inexperienced pissers. So you want to avoid, and you don't know which of the two that are beside each other entered first. Either of them are the danger card. You do not want to be next to them. And you don't want to be in the third urinal anyways, because then you're next to two men. In this situation, if you really have to go to the fifth urinal. I would avoid pissing in the proper toilets uh, unless you're really uncomfortable with being next to men because, while yes, it is not a desirable outcome, it's also not the end of the world. You are there to piss. Everyone understands that in a situation like this, you're putting yourself there not because you want to, but because you have to. It's kind of begrudgingly going. But what happens when there is no available urinals and all of the toilets are taken except for the cursed one toilet that has a fatty poop in there already? Now here's where it really gets into a bit of nuance. Maybe some there's some personal technique involved in this. If you don't know, toilets have a spray radius. When you flush the toilet, it will spit back at you. It's angry that you're flushing it. And nearly every single public toilet that I've seen has no lid for it. So if you were to try and flush the poop down and then go piss, that's a bit of a risky maneuver because you have to quick grab the flush, run out of there, or risk getting poopy water on you, and it's not even your own poop. That's just not a fun time. And then after successfully dodging the toilet water or failing, which would just be miserable, you still look like a fool because you've just walked in a stall and quickly ran out, and now you're kind of sitting there like, but then I think that's really the necessary task to take because you're not you're not waiting for a free urinal or a free other toilet. That's just ridiculous. Unless you're a high school student, because for some reason, high school students are wild. When I was in high school, professionally pissing in high school, there were multiple times where I went into the bathroom and there was a lineup for people waiting to use urinals when it was a situation like this one. There were available urinals. It just wasn't ideal, but still the high schoolers waited because they care so much about their image. So, in this situation, you could if you're in high school, you could wait because that is always a valid option. And also if you really want to ignore the whole poop situation. But I personally, I would flush down the poop, get out of there quick, expertly dodge the poop water, then go back in and do my business. And I wouldn't sit down if I were you because sitting down is in public bathrooms. That is for emergencies only, let me tell you. Now, this is this next situation is very special case. You need to piss. This guy is standing here, waiting for you to make your choice. He's gonna watch you. You've been to this bathroom before, he's there every time. What do you do? Now you just need to piss. So you. Oh God. Let's try that again. Now, you just need to piss. So the toilet is it's a bit overkill. However, if you're at the urinal, you're a bit more exposed, perhaps. But sitting down on the toilet is a bit, then you have to pull your pants all the way down and then you're just exposing your cheeks to this man, and that's just not a pleasant time. You could always try and find a different bathroom, but you really need to go. This is like you are desperate right now. What are you going to do here? You could always choose. I wouldn't, if you're using the toilet, you're not standing up because if you're going to stand up and piss, you might as well use the urinal and like try and use the urinal to you know, kind of block his vision a bit. So if you're standing, you want to use the urinal. If you're going to sit down, well, you're not going to sit down and piss in a urinal, but if you're sitting down with the toilet, then you have to pull your pants down more and expose your cheeks, and that's just not a pleasant time. And then when once getting up, you also have to pull your pants back up, which will take longer, which he might get a good glance at your gonads, which is just not what you want. So in this situation, as awkward as it may be, you are desperately in need of pissing. I would go for the urinal personally and just try and kind of block out his vision. And he won't say anything either, probably. He's probably like a crackhead or something. Just ignore him. You'll be fine. If you're a shy pisser, uh, do you want to pee your pants more than just peeing in front of someone? I don't. And this final situation, it's kind of a cozy one. You're at home. You have to go to the bathroom. You're at home. There are no restraints on you. Now, I know there's a lot of men that would stand up here and piss, but I would personally sit down here as sitting down is just the superior way when you're in the comfort of your own home. Let me explain myself. First of all, it is just more comfortable. Why would you stand and piss when you could sit and piss? You, if you sit down, you don't have to worry about anything. You're there, you plant your cheeks, and you go at it. Nothing to worry about. When you're standing, you gotta aim and like make sure you put the toilet seat up or risk like somehow getting piss on that. And even if you are aiming well, sometimes it just like splashes up a bit because maybe you got a strong stream and it just splashes up and then it's the piss is on your floor and like it's on your body and it soaks into carpet if you have one in the bathroom, which is gross if you do. And then it's just so wrong. So if you're in the pleasure of your own home, just sit when you piss. That's totally fine and acceptable. No one's going to judge your manliness for that. And if you think they do, then I'm going to judge your manliness for not willing to sit down and piss. Like, are you that insecure about it? Come on, there's no manliness involved in standing up when you piss. You're pissing. You're just doing your thing. And another side note, at home, your toilet seat has the little cover. So before you flush, put that down and then flush. That will stop any water from splashing everywhere and you'll save your bathroom from becoming a disgusting mess. Now, those are all the kind of case specific situations when it comes to pissing. But what about some more open ended questions? Like, what if you are outside and you need a piss? This opens up a lot of different options and a lot of different variables. Like, what time of day is it? If it's nighttime, feel more free to get a bit adventurous with it. Are you in a crowded place? If there's not a lot of people, you can be adventurous. Um, are you in a place of purity, like a, a school for children or like a church or something? I would try and avoid that. Main streets as well, try and avoid that as well. If you're gonna, if you're in a rural area, you want to rather piss in a back lane or piss on a tree. If it's nighttime, that's a bit riskier in the day because you never know when someone will just start taking their dog on a walk and you're just letting it loose out in the open in broad daylight. That's not very good. Public indecency isn't a good thing to get caught for. So, oh yeah, another note on public indecency. Don't piss outside. Don't do it. It's publicly indecent. It is illegal. But if it just so happens that you slipped and you pulled your pants down a bit and started spraying urine everywhere, where would you want to do it? Trees at nighttime, and make sure you are just not facing the side. Rather face the road or face the houses. Don't go on the side because then there's two different angles, people driving and people walking that can see you. So just commit to one lane kind of thing. Um, any other situations, like if you're at a playground, I mean, I wouldn't, I would just like don't find somewhere else. There's somewhere else better close by. If you're in a back lane, just like walk off to the side and then find like something to piss on. Because if you're outside, you want something to piss on. That just makes there's something about that that makes the experience so much better. And the best situation though is if there's a body of water, like a lake or a pond. Swimming pools, worst body of water. Do not piss in them. You're just a bad person if you do. And I don't care what other people say. It's not sanitary. It's not good. you're swimming in your own piss, you're making other people swim in there in your piss, and really you're just kind of ruining the experience for everyone. And pool water's already nasty enough as it is. We don't need your piss in there. So grow up and don't piss in the pool. At pools there's bathrooms like 30 feet away anyways. Not 30 feet, like 30 meters. Like you're fine. Just get out of the pool and go and piss there and then go and jump back in the pool. I don't understand the whole point of just peeing in a pool, so don't do that. But if it's something like a pond or a lake, feel free to jump in and just let your cannons go. If you're not really ready for that, maybe you don't want to get wet at the time, you can just piss directly into it and just be a little cautious of how open of an area you're pissing in. Maybe try and get behind a bush or something. Uh, and water fountains, I guess, are a body of water. What the fuck? Don't do that. All water fountains are a very open place, and while it's at nighttime, it would kind of mask the fact that you're peeing because of the noise of the water. You are still very open, and anyone can very clearly see your stream of piss, and that's just like why would you piss in a water fountain as well? That is weird. If you're in an open field and there are lots of people around, maybe it's like a concert or something on a field, which I don't think really happens that often. It's some sort of event, some sort of festival or something, and you're in a big field with lots of people around. You need to piss. Any bathrooms that are nearby are completely occupied with a long lineup. There are no trees for a long time. You will piss on this field. Your best bet is to gather as many men and make sure they know that you are about to piss and make sure they form the ultimate barrier called the man machine of murkiness. And what is this basically? Uh, it's just a bunch of men standing around in a circle around you, facing away from you, so that you can piss in peace while no one can see it happening. And really, that's all the knowledge, all the wisdom there is to pissing as a man. There will be some other special situations that I unfortunately cannot prepare you for. You just have to figure it out on your own, make up your own solutions. But hopefully, I gained, I, oof, hopefully, I granted you the ultimate wisdom when it comes to pissing, and you feel better prepared in these situations. So thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.